Okay, let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of Doctor Strange on the Multiverse of Madness. The movie is officially available in theaters today, May 6th, but I had the chance to watch it yesterday, May 5th. Well, basically today, May 5th, you're watching this tomorrow. So I just came out of the movie theater, I just got home, and I am recording this as soon as possible. Now, a few disclaimer. As always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below, you're going to find my spoiler-free review on my blog and on my Letterboxd profile. But I decided that for the sake of this film, since I know that many people don't so want really the spoilers, I'm going to be leaving the spoilers to the end, and also I'm going to be explaining a little bit the post-credit scenes. There are two of them, a little bit further, and some thoughts that I have, but of course for that I need to do the spoilers. So I'm gonna keep them to the bare minimum. I'm not going to give way too many details because I don't want to basically mess everyone's experience with the film. So I'm going to be giving spoilers, but those ones are at the end. So to a certain point, you can watch the video without having the thought, oh, I'm going to have a spoiler. So just giving that disclaimer, and well, given that and all that talk, let's get into the video. Doctor Strange on the Multiverse of Madness basically is going to follow Doctor Strange with the help of mystical allies, both old and new, traverses the mind-bending and dangerous alternate realities of the multiverse to confront a mysterious new adversary. So basically this film, of course, is a sequel from Doctor Strange of 2016. Now, in order to watch this one, you have definitely watched Doctor Strange, the WandaVision series on Disney Plus. I love this shirt. It's from Disney, not sponsored, but I just love this shirt. Also, the series What If, that is also available on Disney Plus, and the latest Marvel Spider-Man No Way Home. Way Home, I think that is the only one that is not on Disney Plus since it's with Sony, but probably I think that is already available on Amazon Prime Video in case that you haven't watched it. But it's crucial to watch those four before watching the film. Probably going to get a little bit lost with the characters that are appearing on the film. I'm going to go straight for it. It's not perfect. I think that many people had really high expectations of this film since it's the multiverse completely and explicit. Something that you have to keep in mind if you haven't watched it yet is that Marvel do things on their own pace, and this is not the last Marvel Studios project. This is not the last time that we're going to see these characters, so be patient when it comes to the multiverse. And that's something I want to say because I know that there's people that had really high expectations with the multiverse, thinking that we're going to have many characters at the same time. No, that's not going to happen, and it does not happen here. Of course, we do have cameos of some characters. I'm going to be leaving that to the spoiler section. I don't want to basically spoil it out since it's a huge surprise. One of them, especially for me, was really fun to see this particular character. So for a few of them, you probably already know, they're a little bit obvious and there were rumors about it. But don't believe every single rumor that not all of them are true. So basically the film, it starts with Christine's wedding. Of course, Doctor Strange is not marrying her. They're not together. And during the wedding reception, America appears on the streets of New York being basically chased by a really weird monster. So we have, of course, Doctor Strange trying to save her, and we see these first interactions. Now, basically, she has this power and someone wants the power. When it comes to the villain of the story, I think that one is a little bit of a spoiler, so I'm leaving that to the end. But basically, this villain wants the power that America has so that the villain can use it for his own manners. Now, this is not a weak villain by any means. It's a really strong one. Really good actings. I really want to talk a little bit about Benedict and Elizabeth as Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, or Wanda. I think that they both did such an amazing job with this. We're seeing her after the events of WandaVision, so this is why it's crucial for you to see the series before. Talking about the good things of the film, because of course, like I said, it's not perfect, but of course has some good things. The first one is the score. I loved it. The reality is that I think that they did the right choice. Core of the film, it's made by Danny Elfman, who is amazing in everything that he has done. Of course, maybe you don't know his name, but you have here his work. Tim Burton, he did the Simpsons score and way many more. Too much to be talking. And of course, this film is directed by Sam Raimi, who of course is not only the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy, but is also the director of many horror films, including the cult classic Evil Dead. Now, this is not a spoiler, but it's a cameo that I really want to talk about for horror fans. Bruce Campbell appears just for a tiny second on the film. It's really funny, and I think that was really cool to see Ash, well, not as Ash, on the film for just a little bit. I think it was really funny. So basically the film, the other good thing that it has is the special effects is really good. It's really fast paced. The film is 2 hours and 6 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it. It felt way shorter, and it's fast paced, but it's not rushed. Like, sometimes it feels like they are running, but no, in this case, it's full of action from the very beginning to the end. There's just a few moments where things kind of get a little bit slow, but like just seconds or maybe minutes. It's not that much. The reality is that the film is action packed all the time. It's not confusing if you have seen, of course, all the previous work from Marvel. If not, you're going to get confused, like I said, with the characters. The post-credit scene, I think that's a little bit confusing for many people, but I'm going to be talking about that later on the spoiler part. Now, the film has, of course, an open ending, and of course, the post-credit scene is a tribute to that. Since, of course, we're having Doctor Strange Part 3 when we have no idea, so of course, we're seeing more. We have, of course, in total 4 versions of Doctor Strange on the multiverse, of course, since they travel throughout the multiverse, and we have a second version of Christine, but of course this one is from another universe, and of course she's different when it comes to what she does and her personality and her relationship with Doctor Strange. Of course, America kind of becomes psychic to Doctor Strange. They are together basically 80% of the film, and we have Wanda on the other side. So basically we have Doctor Strange with America, and Wanda, this is not a spoiler because we all know what Wanda is doing. She has the Darkhold, and she's trying to find a way to get her kids back after what happened on Westview at the end of WandaVision. So that is not really a spoiler. It's something that we knew from the very beginning, especially after WandaVision's last scene, that is her with the book and she hearing her kids' voices. And of course, it's also showing the trailer that we're going to be seeing more than one Wanda, and that it's true. Now, coming into the horror part, the film was basically said from the very beginning that was going to have horror elements, has basically a horror director, and I think that they got the right guy for this job. Of course, we need to remember something. The film is PG-13, but Sam Raimi did everything that he could to elongate the PG-13 limits, like the killing. They get as creative as they can. There are some jump scares. If you are a horror fan or you have a good eye, you're probably going to predict a little bit when they're coming. But if you get scared easily, probably going to jump a little bit. When it comes to the atmosphere and the music for the specific scenes, real good. I think that it does really create a great atmosphere. It's not like scary, maybe a little bit, but it's more creepy. So it gets a little bit creepy. So there's a scene where it kind of resembles a little bit of Samara from The Ring getting out of the TV. It was kind of funny for me because it definitely resembles that specific scene. But the blood, we don't see much blood or gore. There's only one or maybe 2 scenes. But like I said, this is a PG-13 film, so don't come expecting that the film is going to be packed of horror elements. I think that they went a little bit too far with the marketing of saying and hyping the horror elements that were going to be on the film. I'm not mad or bothered by that fact, but just a little warning, don't be expecting much on that part, since at the end this is a superhero film, but it's going to be targeted basically as a superhero horror film because of the elements and certain characters acting certain way. We have demons, we have zombies, we have their souls basically. Like I said, some scenes that definitely have a lot of horror elements and can be a little bit scary for the viewers. And like the way of the deaths, they're definitely way more creative than usual and a little bit graphic to the extent that they can't. Like I said, if this film was rated R, definitely the killing scenes they would have been 10 times better. But I am not mad about them because they did everything that they could. So talking a little bit about Sam Raimi, I think, like I said, he was the right man for the job. He knows how to do superhero films. He knows how to do horror. So doing the combination specifically for this film and the villain, that definitely it's the one that has the most horror elements on it. I think they did a really good job with it. So no complaints about it, like none. Now on the downside of the film, it's basically the script. The script, it's basically the biggest flaw of the film, and in my opinion, the only one that it really has. It's not boring, but definitely they could have done it better. And also, when it comes to the conclusion to the conflict of the film, it solves way too fast and too easy without much, well, not explanation, but way too convenient for the heroes of the film. I was expecting a little bit more of development when it comes to that. So that's the only downside of the film, is definitely the script. I think that it's a little bit weak, but surprisingly, like I said, although it's the biggest flaw, the film doesn't get boring, but it's because mostly of the action. So basically, the action covers that part and it's not boring by any means. You get entertained and goes really fast when it comes to that, and it's because of all of the action. But still, the script and how they manage things to the end, it's probably the biggest downside, in just my opinion. Basically, that's all I can say, spoiler free version. So this is the moment that if you haven't watched the film, bye bye. See you later when you watch the film and we talk later. So I'm going to be giving you 3, 2, 1, bye bye. Okay, now let's get to the spoilers. So Wanda's the villain. So that woman, it's the villain. I love Wanda. Really like Scarlet Witch character. Of course, this is something that we saw coming. Like I said, it's not that hard to imagine or a big surprise, the fact that Wanda is the villain and she gets revealed as the villain for like the first 10-15 minutes. So basically she wants America's power because her power is that she has the ability to basically travel throughout the multiverse, but she doesn't really control her power. Like she has no idea of how to control it, but if she gets like scared or like having trouble with her emotions, she opens a portal that is gets on the star, and basically everything of her trademark are stars. And the fact that she's called America, I think that kind of like fits. Of course, it's made on purpose, and she even wears a denim jacket that has the USA flag and a lot of stars, so everything fits. So she does a really good job as America, but definitely Doctor Strange and Wanda are the ones that take the lead here. Wanda, I mean, Elizabeth Olsen did such an amazing job in making Wanda the villain. You can see how broken this woman is. You can see how much she wants her kids back, because the only reason that Wanda wants America's power is because she's lost the reality at this point. The dark hole has taken everything from her. She has her fingers all full black already, just like Agatha. And basically, America's power is going to help her to get into other universe to get with her kids. So since of course she realizes that in other universe she's happily living with her kids, so she wants that. But of course she needs that power and of course the dark hole. But of course Doctor Strange is not going to basically get her to do that, of course, but she gets to do it. It's basically called like sleepwalking. You're basically here in this universe, but you're able to put yourself into the other version of you in that universe, and like getting that body possessed and kind of you controlling it. So she gets to do that. She sees her kids, but of course things don't go as expected. Now the dark hole, basically we come to the realization that it's just a copy of the spells. And there's this whole temple that has all the spells carved in stone. And we have a huge Scarlet Witch statue. Basically, it was a prophecy that the Scarlet Witch will rule the cosmos or she will destroy them. So Scarlet Witch is a really powerful witch and a really dangerous one. Of course, we know that basically Wanda is, if not the most powerful Avenger, she's one of the most powerful ones. So of course, her power here goes full mode, something that we could have been expecting ever since she fully became Scarlet Witch. Now she gets to the point where she finally is able to do what she wants, that it's caring to her kids. But America shows her basically what will happen, and she gets to the realization that she's not going to be able to do it. So she's in front of their kids and the other one that is the actual mother of the kids. And this is kind of a redemption moment, but America basically is able to control her powers and showing her that, like, you're not going to kill me, I'm going to be giving you what you want. And Wanda starts crying, and you can see how broken, like I said, she is, and that she doesn't want to harm anyone. That doesn't justify that she killed a lot of people and she controlled a lot of people, but still, it's a good reason, we would say, that it's just her kids. Of course, she accepts the fact that she's never going to be able to be a mother, at least in this universe. And she destroys every dark hole that exists so that no one will ever try to do something similar or to get possessed kind of with the book. So she destroys every single one and also the temple. And she basically stays on the temple, and the temple crashes and we see a little explosion of red, like her power. So we could say that Wanda is dead, but this is a film. If I don't see the body, I don't believe it. If she's alive or not, the reality is that it's not even denied or confirmed, just leaves you there. There's nothing else about Wanda, and basically that happens the last 10 minutes of the film. So basically the film, like I said, we have 4 versions of Doctor Strange. 2 of them are dead, 2 of them are alive, including or OG Doctor Strange. Now we have the one with the third eye that we saw in What If. This one gets killed in a really creative and good way. I'm not gonna lie, I really like it. He's dead. But basically, after Doctor Strange is able to manage everything and to save the world once again, basically the ending of the film is him walking on the streets of New York, and he kind of gets on his knees in the middle of the road and he opens his eyes, but the third eye appears. So of course this is not over for the other Doctor Strange. And the first post-credit scene, basically Clea, this is a character that is kind of his lover on the comics. We don't know how this is going to work out on the next film, but we know that she's coming for the films. And the second post-credit scene, this one, I wouldn't say that it's worth watching it. I know that many people were disappointed with the second post-credit scene, but basically is Bruce Campbell's character. But that's basically it. But the first post-credit scene basically showing us Doctor Strange new love interest, and she leaves with him. She opens a portal and they leave, and that's it. The cameos that I was talking about, the first one is Professor X from the X-Men. This one was a rumor and almost confirmed because of the trailer. We have Peggy Carter as Captain Carter, like we saw her on What If. We have another version of Captain Marvel, and we have John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. This one was my favorite. Everyone was screaming. I wasn't expecting him. They all died. Sorry to tell you, but they all died, so I don't think that they will ever coming back. I was like, you know what, I will accept John Krasinski on a Fantastic Four film, because I know that they're making another one. We will see how that goes. But sadly, John Krasinski version probably will not come back. But I think it was a really fun scene. They are basically the Illuminati. They are on the film for a short moment, but it really worked. So I'm not mad about the fact that, well, maybe a little bit, but they really work on the film for their purpose. So they weren't there just to be there. Like, they serve a purpose. And basically every single character that was able to be in this film, including the other Christine version, Doctor Strange versions, the only one that doesn't have a version, it's America. They never really explain why. They don't go that deep on her and her origin story, just what happened with her, how she ended up here. But basically, she doesn't have another America in the other universe, so she's the only one in the multiverse. Why? Because we don't know. Probably we will have to wait until we see her again to know exactly what is happening here with her. But well, I think that it's all. I am not missing anything. No, I think I'm not. No, I am not missing anything else. And well, I think that this is all. I will give the film an 8 out of 10 and a 3.5 out of 5. The reality is, like I said, the movie is not perfect. Maybe too many people were having way too high expectations. This is something that a recommendation in my try not to do it. Don't believe every single rumor that comes out, because that's going to ruin your experience, not with just this one, but with every film. It happened with WandaVision, everyone and the rumors and the theories about Mephisto. Just enjoy the thing. Try to not make too many theories. And like I said, this is not the last Marvel project. We have time. We have way more things coming. So we have more than time to see other characters coming together because of the multiverse. First, I did enjoy the film, so I am not mad about it, or like I don't have any issues. Just like I said, just the script is probably the worst part, but for the rest, I think that is a really good film. And many people is going to enjoy, that's a fact. So basically, this is all. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have watched it already, what do you think about the film. If you haven't watched it and you still got the spoilers, I am so sorry. I give you more than one warning, so don't blame it on me. But well, this is all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to be see you guys on my next video. Bye.